Boxing on Channel 5. Defending his name, his legacy. Harlem Eubank. Battling his way up the super lightweight rankings. Can he remain undefeated? Big Fight Live. Eubank versus Uruzquieta. Friday at 10 on Channel 5.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by the DAZN boxing show's Akam Barak.
You came out of nowhere with that. This is, I was like, whoa.
He was born for this. He was born for this.
Well, let's talk about it. The DAZN Boxing Show USA, the road show comes to the UK, so it must be a big fight for them to drag you all the way across the pond. It's Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin. First of all, what do you both make of the fight?
Well, I mean, the fight is dangerous and it's a big risk. It's not a soft touch. That's my first initial thought when the fight was made, how Franklin is a real threat, and credit to AJ for actually taking this fight. That was my initial thought, to be honest.
Well, if you're a boxing fan, you like any heavyweight fight, first of all. But then we got.
I don't know about any.
No.
I've had some sluggish, boring, seen some sluggish, boring heavyweight fights.
At the top of the sport, you like any fight, right? I'm mad at you guys because I always talk about you UK fans. And guess what? I heard it's not for Eddie Hearn to say there's hundreds of seats left. Come on, something's wrong here. I don't know. I know the UK love their boxing.
Should we take our title back as the best boxing fans in the world? Because since 2018, we've been preaching that the British fans are the best. They're coming to every fight.
We might have to tweak that. We might have to tweak that.
Well, yeah, so obviously Anthony Joshua, it's a new dawn, the comeback. I think it will be sold out on the night, so you can keep that title as the UK fans being the best fans. But let's just go back then to November. Jermaine Franklin kind of announces himself on the world scene in defeat, but many people believed it was a controversial defeat to Dillian Whyte. First of all, what did you think of that fight and what did you think of the decision?
Oh, my God. I thought the fight was a good fight. I saw two guys thug it out. It looked like they were both gassed, so they was like fighting off will. And then I spoke to Franklin, and he said exactly that's what it was. But what I saw was a lot of skill set of a person that I've never seen before, and that's Jermaine Franklin. He's very, very skillful in there. He's comfortable in there, comfortable with a guy that can outweigh him by whatever. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about his height or whatever. And that's why I know, like what Ak said, this is not a tune-up fight. This is not, I just lost 2 times, and now I'm just going to go fight somebody I know I can beat. This is a really tough competitor right here. So, I don't know. It's going to be a great fight.
And, you know, to add to that, even though Jermaine lost for the first time against Dillian Whyte, when you lose in that manner and the general public, at least a lot of the people that watched the fight, felt that he won, it's an easier loss to take, right? Because psychologically, subconsciously, you're saying to yourself, I really haven't lost. So I think that builds even more confidence. Even though on paper it's an L, it's a different type of loss.
It's like what we was talking about privately the other day. It's a good loss.
Right.
A good loss leads to other opportunities, bigger opportunities.
And on Anthony Joshua, it's been made in the build-up that it's the beginning of a new chapter. It's in the next chapter in his career. He's coming off the back of 2 defeats, but it's his chance to kind of prove himself because a lot of people are doubting him. Are you two the guys that are doubting him, or are you thinking it's only a matter of time before he's proven himself on world level once again?
Who, AJ, you're talking about? Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I've said it on several platforms today. I think that Derrick James is going to pull something out of AJ that he's already had, right? But maybe he forgot himself, or it hasn't been at the forefront. And I think we're going to see that in the fight on Saturday night. So, no, I think that AJ will win within 8 rounds. I'm just predicting that.
How can I doubt a person that won the Olympics after just a few years of training in the sport? How can I doubt a person that came to the pros and captured 3 titles one by one, lost it, and became one of the few heavyweights like Evander Holyfield to be a 2-time champion? Can't doubt a guy like that. No matter what, I don't care what anybody says, I had a meltdown here, did this, did that. I can't doubt the guy that's already did it. No way.
I know you use DAZN predominantly in the US, but it's a big thing over here in the UK that now the DAZN platform is being available on Sky, which is by far the biggest sporting network. So this pay-per-view can be seen probably by a lot more people than it initially would have been. So how important is it, do you think, for the likes of your Anthony Joshua's, the likes of your Canelo Alvarez's, the biggest and best names available on DAZN to be seen worldwide?
Well, it's been worldwide for a long time in over 200 territories, but to your point, Sky has an imprint in this country, when it comes to sports, so I think that's just expanding it even further. But, there's been, DAZN's been making a mark globally, and I think that was a power move, adding Sky to the mix.
Yeah, I think you said it already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That expansion is gold, you know what I mean? Like, this is where boxing is the number 2 sport in this country. It just makes sense to be available everywhere, not just the platform itself, but to be on one of the cable channels. It's incredible. Sky's the limit.
Finally then, just a word on the rest of the DAZN schedule. Obviously forefronted by Canelo versus John Ryder. Another Brit takes on Canelo. Will he be the one to overthrow him?
Let me answer that. No.
Well, there you go. I don't need to get your opinion on that fight then. But yeah, just if you want to go through the DAZN schedule, what are you looking forward to as fight fans as well as pundits?
Well, it's also on Showtime, but DAZN pay-per-view. Order DAZN pay-per-view because you're going to see Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis. That is the most exciting fight. We're talking about guys in their prime, in their 20s, and they're super popular. That crowd is going to look like no other boxing crowd. It's going to be a mixture of the Floyd-type crowd, a mixture of the Canelo-type crowd, and the YouTube-type crowd.
And even more important than that, you'll see us leading up to that fight, hyping you up on DAZN.
Yeah. If you like that. If you like the Ak and Barak crap,
Barak, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV, and hopefully see you around London throughout this fight week.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,